it is because something within her has pulled her back to what made her feel something real. Emotions are not fleeting, they are imprinted in the very fabric of a person's being. The way someone made her feel in a moment of vulnerability, the way she felt when she laughed uncontrollably in the presence of another, or the deep sense of security she once experienced. All these sensations linger far beyond the immediate circumstances that may have pushed her away. Women by nature are deeply connected to their emotions. They navigate life through intuition, feelings, and energy, often sensing what is right or wrong before logic can even form an argument. This is why even when a woman leaves, if the emotional connection was significant, there is always a thread that ties her to the experience. She may move forward, she may change, she may tell herself that she is done, but deep inside there is always a space where that connection once lived. If she felt truly seen, if she felt understood, if she felt valued, those feelings do not simply disappear. They remain stored in the subconscious, influencing future choices and quietly whispering reminders of what once was. Many times, society assumes that women return because they are weak or unable to let go, but this is not true. Women are not drawn back to situations that left them feeling empty. They are drawn back to where they once felt fulfilled. Even in relationships that end, there are moments that were genuine, moments that created a sense of belonging. These are the memories that surface in quiet moments, the thoughts that revisit in times of solitude, and the emotions that reawaken when something reminds them of that connection. The truth is, women do not come back to places where they felt ignored or invisible. They do not long for situations that left them feeling less than who they are. But if they come back, it is because something in that experience made them feel alive in a way they have not been able to replicate elsewhere. It is not always about the person or the place itself, but about the energy that was shared, the presence that was felt, and the way they were recognized in a way that mattered. Feeling seen is more than just being noticed. It is being understood at a level that goes beyond words. It is knowing that someone is attuned to who you are at your core, recognizing your fears, your dreams, and the essence of what makes you unique. A woman can walk away from many things, but she cannot easily detach from a place where she felt deeply understood. Being heard is another force that draws a woman back. In a world where voices are often drowned out, where words are sometimes dismissed, and where emotions are sometimes belittled, being truly heard is rare. When a woman speaks her truth and someone listens, not just to respond, but to understand, it creates a powerful connection. She will remember the conversations where she felt safe enough to express her thoughts, where she did not have to filter her words, and where her feelings were acknowledged with sincerity. Those moments of true listening create an emotional imprint that lingers long after the interaction is over. Then there is the feeling of being valued. To be valued is to be cherished. To know that your presence makes a difference, that who you are matters beyond what you can provide. A woman who has experienced this will never forget it. She may leave when circumstances force her to, when the timing is not right, or when growth demands that she step away. But the memory of being valued stays with her, and if the opportunity to return arises, if the circumstances shift, if the energy realigns, she will feel the pull toward that space, once more. This is not about dependency. It is not about an inability to move forward. It is about connection at its deepest level. Humans are wired for connection, and women, being deeply in tune with emotional energy, are especially sensitive to the bonds they create. They do not just remember words or actions, they remember how they felt in a given space, how they were held in moments of vulnerability, how they were uplifted when they doubted themselves. These emotional markers become part of their inner world, shaping their decisions in ways that logic alone cannot dictate. It is important to understand that when a woman returns, she is not simply revisiting the past. She is reconnecting with a part of herself that once thrived in that space. The energy of that connection still resonates with her, calling her back to something unfinished, something meaningful, something that once made her feel whole. There are moments in life when a woman walks away, not because she wants to, but because she feels she must. The reasons can vary. Maybe she felt stuck, unappreciated, or misunderstood. Maybe she needed to grow in ways she could not while staying in the same place. Or maybe she simply lost sight of herself in the process of giving too much to something or someone else. Whatever the reason, when a woman leaves, it is rarely an impulsive decision. It is often the result of deep reflection, a realization that something is no longer serving her, or a recognition that she needs to step into a new version of herself. But time has a way of reshaping perspectives. Growth brings new understanding, and clarity reveals things that were not always obvious in the moment. When a woman returns, it is not because she is stuck in the past or unable to let go. It is because something within her tells her that there is still more to experience, more to learn, more to resolve. There is unfinished business, whether external or internal, pulling her back toward what she once left behind. Life is never linear. It moves in cycles, in patterns, in lessons that repeat until they are fully understood. A woman may think she has closed a door for good, but if something about that experience still holds meaning for her, she will find herself drawn back, not to relive the past, but to see it from a new perspective, to complete something that was left open, or to embrace a part of herself that she was not ready to face before. Growth does not always mean moving forward in a straight line. Sometimes it means circling back with new wisdom, new strength, and new understanding. Unfinished business is not just about external circumstances. It is also about internal transformation. A woman might leave a situation believing she has outgrown it, only to realize later that she left not because she had truly moved beyond it, but because she was afraid of what it was asking her to confront within herself. Fear often disguises itself as certainty. It convinces a person that they need to escape, when in reality they need to face something they are not yet ready to acknowledge. Time and distance provide clarity. The space between where she was and where she is now allows her to see things differently. What once seemed impossible now feels manageable. What once seemed like an ending now looks like a turning point. She begins to recognize that there was more to the story than she initially understood. The emotions that once clouded her judgment start to settle, revealing deeper truths beneath them. Returning is not about regression, it is about resolution. It is about realizing that something still has value, that something was not finished, that something still holds an important lesson. A woman does not come back to relieve the past. She comes back because she is now capable of seeing the situation through new eyes. She is no longer the same person who left. She has grown, she has changed, and that change allows her to interact with the same circumstances in a different way. There is a misconception that leaving something behind means it is no longer important. But the things that matter most are not so easily discarded. They linger in the mind, they resurface in dreams, they whisper in quiet moments of introspection. A woman does not forget the experiences that shaped her, the people who left an imprint on her soul, or the places where she once felt a sense of belonging. If something still holds meaning, it will call her back, not to trap her, but to give her the opportunity to understand it more deeply. Many people spend their lives running from unfinished business, believing that distance will erase what is unresolved. But true freedom does not come from avoidance. It comes from facing what is left open, from completing what was started, from fully understanding an experience before moving on from it. A woman who returns does so because she is ready to confront something she once could not. She is ready to answer the questions that were left unanswered. She is ready to embrace the lessons that she was not prepared to see before. Not all returns are permanent. Sometimes a woman comes back, not to stay, but to find closure. Sometimes she revisits the past only to realize that it no longer holds the same power over her. And sometimes she returns to see if something has changed, whether within herself or in the situation she left behind. The pull of unfinished business is not about attachment. It is about evolution. It is about coming full circle, about seeing things from a place of wisdom rather than emotion, about understanding why something still has a place in her heart. A woman's journey is never just about where she is going. It is also about what she needs to understand before she can truly move forward. Growth is not just about leaving things behind. It is about integrating the lessons that those experiences provided. When a woman comes back, it is because something inside her knows that there is more to be learned, more to be healed, more to be completed, before she can fully step into what comes next. Everything in life operates on energy. Every thought, every emotion, every interaction carries a frequency, a vibration that lingers long after the moment has passed. Whether people realize it or not, they are constantly exchanging energy with everything around them. People, places, memories, even the dreams they once held close. And for a woman, this energetic connection is often the silent force that draws her back, pulling her toward something unresolved, something still vibrating at a frequency that matches a part of her. She may leave a situation, a person, a dream, or a place, believing that chapter is closed. Energy is not bound by time or distance. It does not disappear simply because someone has physically removed themselves from a situation. That is why certain memories resurface unexpectedly, why certain places still evoke a feeling even years after leaving, and why certain people remain in the back of the mind even when all logical reasons suggest they should no longer matter. The human experience is not purely logical. It is deeply emotional, intuitive, and energetic. A woman might tell herself she has moved on, but if the energy of a past experience is still active within her, it will manifest in thoughts, feelings, and even external circumstances that bring her back to that space. The concept of frequency is often misunderstood. Every person operates at a certain vibrational level, dictated by their emotions, their mindset, and their internal state of being. When two people connect, it is not just words or physical presence that bonds them. It is an energetic alignment, a resonance between their frequencies. This is why some connections feel instant and effortless, while others feel strained and disconnected. There are moments in life when a woman walks away, not because she wants to, but because she senses that the energy has become misaligned. Perhaps she felt unseen, unheard, or unappreciated. Perhaps the situation no longer matched the person she was becoming. When this happens, the dissonance creates discomfort, signaling that change is necessary. But that does not mean the connection is permanently severed. Energy is always shifting, always evolving, always finding its way back into balance. Back because the situation has changed, but because she has. She may return not to relive the past, but to approach it from a new level of awareness. The energy she once experienced in a certain place or with a certain person may have felt overwhelming or unbalanced at the time, but with growth, she is now able to meet it differently. She is no longer the same version of herself that once struggled with that frequency. She has evolved, and so her relationship with that energy has evolved as well. What once felt chaotic may now feel harmonious. What once felt heavy may now feel lighter. And because she has changed, her experience of that space will change too. There is also an unspoken truth about the way energy connects people, beyond words or actions. A woman may return to someone who once understood her in a way no one else did, not because of nostalgia, but because that energetic connection still holds value. The way someone made her feel, the way they saw her, the way they held space for her emotions, these things do not fade easily. They become part of the energetic fabric of her being. And if that connection still exists, still pulses with life, still carries meaning in a way she cannot explain, she will feel its presence no matter how much time has passed. The pull of energy is not about reliving the past. It is about recognizing what still holds resonance in the present. A woman may walk away from a dream, believing it is no longer meant for her. But if that dream still vibrates with the frequency of her deepest desires, it will find a way to call her back. She may tell herself she has moved on from a certain chapter in her life, but if a part of her still aligns with the energy of that experience, she will feel the need to revisit it, not to repeat old patterns, but to see what new possibilities exist. Energy does not lie. It does not fade with time, nor does it bow to logic. It simply exists, moving and flowing in accordance with the natural rhythms of life. When a woman comes back to something, it is because her energy is responding to a frequency that still speaks to her in ways words cannot. It is not about dwelling in the past, but about understanding the present through the lens of connection, intuition, and alignment. A woman does not return to the same situation if nothing has changed. She may remember the past. She may even feel nostalgia for what once was. But without real transformation, she will not step back into what she walked away from. People often believe that time alone is enough to bring someone back, that distance will make her miss what she left behind, that the simple passage of days, months, or years will soften her heart and make her reconsider. But time without change is meaningless. A woman does not return to what is familiar, she returns to what has evolved. Change is not about empty words or shallow gestures. It is not about promises that things will be different or surface-level attempts to rewrite history. Change is a shift in energy, a realignment of values, an undeniable transformation that can be felt at the deepest level. A woman who has left something behind has done so for a reason. She has faced the discomfort of walking away. She has battled with her emotions. She has questioned herself in quiet moments. By the time she makes the decision to leave, she has already detached in ways that are not always visible. So, if she ever chooses to return, it is not because she has forgotten why she left. It is because something is now different. True change is not forced. It is organic. A woman can sense when transformation is genuine and when it is an illusion designed to pull her back into the same patterns she fought to escape. She can tell when someone has truly evolved versus when they are merely acting the part. This is why apologies without action do not hold weight. Words may touch the mind, but change speaks to the soul. A woman is drawn to what feels real, and she will not step back into a space that carries the same energy she once walked away from. The transformation that draws a woman back is not just external, it is internal. She does not return because someone has changed their behavior temporarily or because circumstances have shifted slightly. She returns because something within her recognizes that the space she left is now aligned with who she has become. Growth is not just about moving forward blindly. It is about moving in the direction that aligns with her highest self. If she feels that alignment in a place she once left, she will naturally be drawn back, not because she is going backward, but because the energy of that space has moved forward. A woman will not return if she feels that stepping back into a situation means stepping back into an old version of herself. She has spent time growing, healing, redefining who she is. She has walked through uncertainty, rebuilt her confidence, and rediscovered parts of herself that may have been lost. If returning means compromising that growth, she will resist the pull. But if she sees that the space she once left now meets her at the level she has risen to, she will feel safe stepping back into it. This is why people misunderstand the idea of coming back. They think it means revisiting the past, when in reality it is about stepping into something new that carries echoes of what once was, but has evolved into something greater. The same place, the same person, the same opportunity, when transformed, can offer a completely different experience. The past may have held pain, misalignment, or lack of clarity, but the present can offer healing, balance, and understanding. A woman is drawn to what makes her feel expansive, to what aligns with her growth, to what feels like an evolved version of something she once loved. Change is not about proving something to her. It is not about grand gestures or making her see that things are different. Change is something she will feel. It will be in the way conversations flow, in the way energy moves between people, in the way situations unfold naturally rather than through force. She does not need to be convinced. She only needs to experience the shift, and her intuition will guide her from there. People often believe that once a woman leaves, she will never return, that she has shut the door permanently. But this is not always true. A woman does not come back to what she left. She comes back to what has changed. If she feels that the space she once occupied has grown, that the energy has shifted, that the experience is now aligned with the person she has become, she will feel the pull. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. It takes strength to walk away from something, but it takes even more strength to return when she knows the circumstances have transformed in a way that now serves her highest good. There is a difference between repeating the past and re-entering a space that has evolved. The past is stagnant. It cannot be rewritten. It cannot be relived. But the present is fluid, full of possibilities, shaped by the growth that has taken place in its absence. A woman does not seek to relive what once was. She seeks to experience what now is. If what she left behind still holds meaning and has now reached a higher version of itself, she will be drawn to it not as a step backward, but as a natural movement toward what now aligns with her spirit. A woman does not return out of loneliness, desperation, or regret. She returns when she sees undeniable evidence that what once was is now something greater than before. She is not attached to what something used to be. She is drawn to what it has become. The past is a memory, but the present is alive, and if it calls to her with truth, with authenticity, with undeniable transformation, she will listen.